Okay, I think it's time we talk about StreamElements. So, for those of you who don't know, StreamElements is one of the bigger companies that provide a service for streamers in the forms of chatbots, in chat widgets, stream overlays, alerts, a ton of different resources. They even provide tipping options so that you can, tip your favorite streamer. But something that came across my Twitter feed got me thinking, I kind of want to move away from StreamElements. And before I really get into it, I do want to say that just because people still will be using StreamElements does not necessarily mean that they're supporting what the founders and directors have been saying on Twitter. So, we're talking about streamers or stream technology and company behind it, and the people that run it have started or have been discovered to be, well, as Ella put it on Twitter, Zionists and genocide deniers. So, Doron Neer, I believe, I can't remember exactly who that is. One of the higher ups of StreamElements retweeting this person calling Palestinian society disgusting and toxic, which is just racist towards Palestinian people. Some of you will be upset when you read those words because they're racist, but it is presently a disgustingly racist society, like Nazi Germany. Comparing Palestine to Nazi Germany? No. You could potentially compare Hamas, but Hamas is a radical organization of literal extremists that don't actually represent the population of Palestine. Denazification took place in Germany after the war. It was a slow process unrooting Nazism and culture, and, well, pretty bro, it's a war, not genocide. Both are funny and right. No, it's not a war. A war would be two equal sides or two actual organized militaries fighting. But that's not what it is. It's one organized military going after largely civilian populations. How about you condemn Hamas, demand return of hostages, recognize Israel's right to exist, and live peacefully? I'm of the opinion both Palestine and Israel have a right to exist. I don't know what the best solution is for what's going on, but it's definitely not fucking genocide. Hot take. Bill Ackman demands Harvard take action against pro-Palestinian students. The billionaire hedge fund manager, if that's not a red flag, it should be, asks on Twitter, How are these students not immediately suspended? How does it not violate Harvard's code of conduct for students? What it's the right to organization. It's freedom of speech. You guys argue it all, like right wingers argue this shit all the time until it's used by left wingers, and then all of a sudden it's how does this not violate codes of conduct or some shit? Oops, shit. I don't want to check out the Lakers. I'm not sure which of these are the founders and directors of StreamElements specifically. That would be great to have some context regarding that. But right now, it's like seeming pretty goddamn bad. The Israeli foreign minister, I will not meet the UN Secretary General. After the October 7th massacre, there is no place for the balanced approach. Hamas must be erased off of the face of the planet. You don't beat extremist groups with military action. That military action is literally perpetuating the sentiment that breeds groups and organizations like Hamas. You gotta take apart the underlying problems that create that. How do you define genocide? Is it millions of dead Muslims by Iran? Is millions of dead Muslims by Assad? Millions by the Turks? Hundreds of thousands in Yemen? Or is it 2,000 in Gaza after they started the war by killing 1,500 and kidnapping 100? It's genocide when you're putting the entire population to the death. That is a bad thing, especially when you're using an extremist group as a scapegoat for that population, saying these few bad actors are how all of them act, therefore it is morally justifiable to do this shit. No, that's not how fucking life works. Jesus Christ. Bit of a thread incoming, lol. I know they had an office in Tel Aviv, so I was curious and went a little hike into their social profiles, and while I am obviously against terror on both sides, there is not a single drop of empathy towards Gaza or Palestinian, quite the opposite. They're all big investors and board members in the Israel tech scene, so by having all your wealth dependencies there, I'm not surprised. Expressing empathy and grief for the hostages is so valid. But what about the one-sided petty, vengeful, violent bullshit? You had some mistakes, so I made some adjustments for you, Mr. Fatigue. Yeah, this is right here is calling all of Palestine, or attributing all of Hamas's actions to all of Palestine to justify their genocide. Literally what Nazi Germany did to the Jews. They said that all of the Jews were doing these bad things, therefore we can Holocaust. We are seeing the steps up to the Holocaust going on. We are seeing the steps of genocide going on. We have been for a very, very long time. Okay, what's this one? Here's Doron Near again. I'm dying to see the faces of Biden haters because he's pro-Israel, voting in protest for Trump and getting this in their faces. God, the Biden versus Trump situation right now is like shit as fuck. But you should still vote for Biden because despite how bad Biden is for Palestine, Trump would be worse. Absolutely worse. Oh, and their source is Ollie fucking London. For those that don't know, Ollie London is a propagandist that transitioned to Korean and a woman and then detransitioned back to being white and a man, but he's just gay. But then he wrote a book on detransitioning and why you shouldn't allow people to transition. Because, you know, he's totally not phobic. Translated from Hebrew, if Hamas thinks it will, that while they are removing hostages from the land, Israel will turn off all means of surveillance. I have to sell them 2 dunams in somewhere on the side of the sea. I don't quite get what he's saying. I'm just going to blame this on bad translation from Google. Sure. Doron reposted. Israel isn't trying to wipe the Palestinian people off of the map. Israel isn't trying to wipe Gaza off the map. Israel is trying to defend itself against a genocidal terrorist threat. Hamas, where their most powerful tools are RPGs that are like 40 years old or longer, those are the genocidal terrorist threat to a nation that has, doesn't Israel still have selective services or whatever? Like, everybody's got to be part of the IDF for at least a couple of years. If we're going to start using that word, fine, let's use it appropriately. Shelly, you're not using genocidal terrorist threat appropriately. Side note, but one of the companies they heavily invested in is in this V, an AI-driven platform for nonprofits, directly supporting orgs that are involved with things like quote unquote heritage preservation and the IDF. Usually, I think heritage preservation is just kind of like Ubermensch type thinking. Not surprised, but their CEO was previously in the IDF. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has to do a couple years in the IDF if you live there. Okay, so this is this founder and CEO of a company that StreamElements investors are also investing in, I think. That's what I'm understanding. Hi friends, if you want to support Israel and Jews around the world, this is for you. To join our mission, sponsor V for vetted nonprofits at risk, please reach out to me here or email sponsors@v.com. We will match your sponsorship with an organization who needs us. Please write, I want to sponsor. If you're a nonprofit in Israel or abroad who needs to urgent marketing or fundraising help, please write, we need a sponsor. Let's do our best. You're confusing. Feeding AI for nonprofit. Yeah, that's probably written by AI. I don't know these other things. Proud of my company taking a clear moral stand. Supposed to give keynote at Web Summit Libsyn. I will not. Okay, so this is anti-Hamas stuff, which, by the way, I do condemn Hamas. Palestine deserves to be free of... Oh, is this person going into the... Yep, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Yeah, that specific line can be seen as genocidal because like they just want their land back, and well, it's being taken from them. God, I gotta remember. I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Palestine map over time. Come on, where's a good one? Ah, that's so tiny. That's what she said. Filter large. I want to share it with people. Okay. So as you can see, the green is Palestine, 1946. Most of this is Palestine. In 47, it at the end of, or a little after, I believe it was England that fucked them all over and divided it up as is, and then started funding Israel. And then Israel expanded over 20 years, and then expanded again over the following 50 years. So they were put in that situation, like, the fuck, if I remember correctly, the fucking English government were the reason problems in the Middle East exist. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't seek to deprive them of empathy brought towards the hostages and their families. It's a nuanced situation, but they purposely leave out the fact that Palestinians have been forcefully evicted from their homes and land over decades and are now treated as the invader. Yeah, like, there comes a point where protecting yourself is not okay. I think just recently Israel had told all of Palestinians to flee the Gaza Strip right here to the, was it the south side? Like displaced 1 million people and then didn't give them the actual time to make that escape because they're not actually trying to just go after Hamas. They're attributing all of Hamas to, or they're attributing Hamas to all of Palestine. And on the other hand, they're also attributing Israel to all of the Jews, which I don't think is a very good thing to do. I think it's unironically kind of anti-Semitic to say that all Jews are responsible for Israel's actions. It's the government that is in control that is responsible for the action. Their colonialism and genocide is ultimately summarized as a justified anti-terror measurement. There is no acknowledgement of the atrocities and grief they've caused. And that, to me, makes it ultimately unjust. And these founders are very loud about their side. It's the logic of kicking a dog for decades and then being surprised when he bites back. And then you, of fucking course, put him down instead of reflecting. I ultimately would not want to support a company that enriches dudes who fail to understand this and a sprinkle they deserve this agenda on top. Among one or the other post about AI/blockchain, from which we know that they will ethically navigate just as proficiently. Actually, they really seem to love AI. I actually wasn't aware that they launched SE Chronos in 2022, an AI to predict creator performance in marketing campaigns. They use creator data to train it. Fun fact, and maybe unrelated, but they also laid off 35% of staff from 2022 to 2023. Because that's the point of AI to some corporate overlords. They just want to pay people less. The less people they have to pay and keep on their payroll, the more money they lose out on. So they want to replace workers with AI as much as they can. Our advantage, we have the reach. StreamElements attracts creators by providing free tools that can help engage and monetize their audiences. To date, we have 1.6 million creators across Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok who rely on our tools and features for their production, audience engagement, and monetization. By serving creators, we've learned which sponsorships work best and can offer them relevant sponsorship opportunities at scale. Jury's out on the StreamElements sponsorships. I don't particularly like them. I've worked with StreamElements for quite a while, as most of us, and the reps I was in touch with were nothing but great. This is not this is not against them. This is about their questionable leadership, and that I would not want to support them further if I did still stream. So, yeah, oh yeah, there was more to this. StreamElements sacking over 30% of workforce in third layoffs. Oh, StreamElements is an Israeli startup? Sophie Schulman. Which article is that from? Which posting? But yeah, okay, so this just makes a lot more sense. This is CCO, it's StreamElements. Industry leaders did warn that AI could lead to extinction, but this is just too much fun. In red are the original landscape film frames for personal use only. The rest, with some help from Adobe's blah blah blah. The rest is AI generated to make it look funny. Which I will say, that can be funny, but it's not the big issue with AI, in my opinion. The big issue with AI, like specifically generative AI, is that it steals a lot of art. That said, I have been using some StreamElements stuff for quite a while. Like, I use their chat widget. The chat you guys are seeing on stream right now is provided by StreamElements, because it was like the only source I could find that would give me an actual active YouTube chat on my stream. Fuck, I think I might just have to go back to Restream just to use that chat now. Because finding out that their leadership is like this kind of makes me want to gravitate away from StreamElements. I don't think it's inherently wrong still to continue to use this stuff. I just find it personally yikesy that the leadership, this is what they endorse, and I just kind of don't even want to passively endorse it. But anyways, what can we really switch to? Well, a certain Seahorse put out a thread that popped up in the wild for me, and which is what got me to look into the recent news about StreamElements people. Now, for those that don't know who Seahorse is, here's a little video.
Those new to the channel, I have word things that activate stuff. Some of them are really great things, like barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll!
Can I have a taco? But I also have things that'll drop gunk on me, like pies and H2O and green stuff. Seahorse! You... No! Thank you. Those new to the channel.
Okay, So basically, so those that don't know, Seahorse has been streaming for quite a while, and they've got they know what they're talking about. So I saw this tweet pop out. Reminder: StreamElements, in addition to all the, or Streamlabs, in addition to all the plagiarism, theft, etc., is currently involved in a class action lawsuit for conning tippers into a subscription they don't need. Reference links in reply. This totally doesn't have to do with the recent news about StreamElements people. So I don't actually know much about this class action lawsuit, but it's looking pretty legit. Failing to disclose that consumers who make donations and add a GIF or effect to their donations are enrolled in subscriptions to Streamlabs Pro, and that these subscriptions automatically renew. Oh Christ. I hope they lose that one. Leventhal versus Streamlabs LLC. Oh, they're getting away with. They were getting away with stealing $6 a month from features that other sources do provide. This is pretty sussy. Anyways, as a follow-up, if you want an alternative to both Streamlabs and StreamElements, check out Mix It Up, Firebot, and Slime 2 widgets. Mix It Up and Firebot will do most of what StreamElements/Streamlabs do, and then Slime 2 widgets should cover what the bots are missing, i.e. the chat widget. So I haven't specifically looked into it recently, but I do know that Mix It Up I've heard a lot of. I haven't personally adapted to it yet because A, I don't get a lot of notifications, and B, I'm a lazy as fuck person with a busy life. Firebot I have no idea about, but Mix It Up does have a ton of variety available under its belt, and the Slime 2 widgets are developed by a streamer known as Zaytree. I actually used their chat widgets for a while when I was streaming to Twitch. They used, at the time it was called like chat bubbles or something, but they have since switched it to Slime 2 widgets. As posted below, I forgot about StreamerBot. It is very powerful and should cover most streamers' needs. While it can be intimidating at first, there are plenty of videos out there to help with it. Nutty Lamau has some very good tutorial videos for it. Worth checking out, I assume. I don't know this Nutty Lamau, but I do know Seahorse. I've talked directly with Seahorse on and off stream. I really like them, if you couldn't tell. And another alternative I forgot about, Sammy Solutions. Really great platform that is pretty easy to work with and has all sorts of great features. Thank you, Cyanidesu Sugar. Cyanide Sugar. God, I'm stuck in the ooh-woo rabbit hole. The reminder and suggestion. I made a spreadsheet to track alternatives to StreamElements/Streamlabs. Note this is a small list with stuff I use or have used myself or my friends use. If you have a suggestion, I can add them as I have time. Excuse me. Oh God, I thought I muted. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's just some of the alternatives. Oh wait, let's pull it up. So there's a, oh my, wow. Why is it so zoomed in like this? That's disgusting. Okay. So overlays, they've got a bunch listed, chat widgets, the chat bots. I do actually use Nightbot. Some automation. I don't know most of this stuff. I do have a Ko-Fi. I actually have a Gumroad, but I don't have anything else there. Gumroad, basically you can sell your stuff on there. I have a not safe for work story about a now graduated streamer that I was friends with at the time, but we've since lost touch. That's a pay what you want to read that fanfic. You can pay nothing, or you could pay $1,000. But you're getting a short story of, well, me and a half-orc, half-elf femboy. But there's a lot of options out there. You just gotta try and find what works for you. If you yourself decide you want to move away from Streamlabs or StreamElements, because they both have their own kind of problems. I think I'm definitely going to be moving away from StreamElements. However I can. I have disabled the tipping section for both of those, so you can't tip me through them, at least. I don't know. I definitely need to look into, like, I want to check out this slime chat again. I think they were talking about updating it to work with YouTube. Still, worth looking into. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and if you want to join the community, feel free to check out the Discord. I love to voice chat in there, so if you want to ever talk, I'm usually available. Well, in the afternoons.